So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the best Team of the Week investments this week. So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch. For the cheapest premium trading service for just £4, €4, or free with Amazon Prime. You'll get yourself daily trading and investing guides covering both Xbox and PlayStation with an array of different techniques depending on your budget. I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million on multiple titles, and recently making over 10 million in the first month for the last 3 years. So what we're going to be doing in today's video is talking about this current Team of the Week and which players do I think are going to be the best investments out of packs, when I think is going to be a good time to go buy them, and just other sort of tips and tricks. So before I start off with this Team of the Week, I might as well reassure you guys that, you know, the time to buy basically. Now, what I've gone and got is I've got to go like 7 or 8 players from Team of the Week 2 of last year, and I've gone and found the lowest point they were. So, this again was the equivalent Team of the Week of this year's, so this is going to hopefully help you guys know when to buy the Team of the Weeks. Then I guess I'll talk about buying the Team of the Weeks themselves. So, first off, this is last year's Team of the Weeks, and again, Team of the Week 2 bottomed out on Saturday and Sunday. That is per Rayler, if you remember. Then we got the likes of Anderson, bottomed out on the likes of Saturday and Sunday. Then we got the likes of Nkuku, bottomed out on Saturday and Sunday. Then we got the likes of Oshman, bottomed out here on Saturday and Sunday. Then we got Gabriel Jesus, bottomed out here Saturday, Sunday. Saturday was the cheapest. We got Zakaria, bottomed out Saturday and Sunday. And finally got ourselves Jesus, bottomed out Saturday and Sunday. Happy days. We agree that Saturday and Sunday is the best day to buy them. Perfect. Well, let's now go through which players in the Team of the Week that I think are going to be a good buy. So again, you're going to be buying Sunday is the plan. Buying Saturday is the plan of action. The plan of action is to buy after the promo packs. Obviously, every day at the moment we are getting promo packs, and on Friday we actually obviously have a promo, that being one to watch. Now, I'll say we have the same thing last year where we had a major release on the Friday where we got like 11 players, and then a minor release on the Sunday. The thing, and which is quite weird, is you'd imagine there would have been lots of packs open on the Sunday, but the players were generally cheaper on the Saturday than the Sunday, so I'd look at buying on the Saturday. We'd also basically be looking to buy the players after these packs come out. So obviously these packs go and come out on the likes of FIFA, and what it does is it means that people open packs, yes, promo packs, and that drops the players. So what you're looking to do is probably buy about 7 PM to about 8 PM over on the Saturday, because that is when most people open in packs. As a result of that being when most people open in packs, obviously that is when the cards should be cheapest. So we are looking at buying all these investments on the Saturday between 7 PM and 8 PM. So I thought I'd release this video on the Friday to give you guys a little bit of a heads up and time to watch the video and know when to buy the players. So let's go through these investments one by one. So if I can go and load up my first investment. The first investment we have got is going to be Mr. Diogo Dalot. Now I do need Diogo Dalot to drop a Diogo a lot, because at the moment I'd say he's too expensive. The reason he's too expensive is he's great that he's a right back, right? And you know the Premier League does like him right backs, but he's not quite good enough. Now he's got himself a nice Rashford POTM link. Obviously at the moment Rashford isn't going to have too many strong Man United links. Now I'll be honest with you, Rashford isn't going to be hard to link up, but the likes of Diogo Dalot will obviously give him that strong Man United link. Also, he's from Manchester United. Manchester United is one of the biggest clubs in the world, and the players, as a result, are well demanded. I want to see if we want him to drop to about 15k before I'm interested in buying him. And that's it. I don't personally believe he's the best investment on this list, but I thought we'd start off with him because he's definitely one of the cheapest. So Diogo Dalot will look to buy about 15k. I say he's got the what's it called, Premier League utility. Sadly for him, by the way, he doesn't have the right back or left back, which his non-rare card has. But there we go. We've got ourselves Diogo Dalot. So the next, or Dalot, sorry. The next player we're going to go to is going to be Mr. Raspadori. Now, sadly, this guy did get his inform against England, but I guess that's maybe not too hard. Now, why do I like the likes of Raspadori? Now, he's got a relatively decent card, coming in with a 4-star skills and a 5-star weak foot. Obviously, relatively decent pace and all. But there's actually another reason why I do like the look of Raspadori's card. And it's mainly due to a card that's coming out, and that is none other than Mr. POTN King Min Jae. King Min Jae is relatively hard to get into squads without using Napoli's players. You know, it's a Korean player. Obviously, you don't want to be changing your whole squad around, so I see a lot of people using the likes of Napoli players. You've got the likes of Lozano, you've got the likes of Rui, I don't know, there's the left back, and you've got the likes of Raspadori. Well, Raspadori this week should be hitting discard. So I do really like him as an investment, because I think what you do is you're going to pick him up for discard, You know, and he should rise because this card will also come out and it should be a 30-40k SBC. When you've got a cheap base card, you don't have a cheap promo card. And again, this should be one of the first good cheap promo cards. So because I believe that card is under very high demand, and Raspadori will be discarded this weekend, with 4-star skills and 5-star weak foot, I do think he's a relatively nice looking card. And again, you should be able to go and pick him up discard. I'd imagine you'd be selling him, I don't know, ideally obviously when he's out of packs. The King Min J is expected to come on the likes of Thursday, so it'd be great. This guy goes out packs on Wednesday. Maybe he's already 12-13k when he goes out packs. They released Kim Min J, who's now disappeared, and he's goes up to like 16-17k. That would be obviously beautiful if you can go and give him a discard. Obviously, defaults at a striker. What can he go down to? I think he can go to a cam and a left mid as well, which is quite interesting. So that's the likes of Raspadori. Now, on the exact same basis, we also like the likes of Lozano. Lozano is apparently unspellable, but there you go. Lozano is obviously going to be a lot more expensive, so it's a little bit more risky. But obviously, he is arguably the best Nepalese player you can go and buy to link up with our good mate. Freaking load him up again. Kim Min J. So, I do like the likes of Lozano. Once again, I would imagine he'd be about 40k. In terms of left wings in the Serie A, sadly, you do already have the likes of Chiesa, and you do already have the likes of, what's it called, Rafael Leao. Luckily, he does have right mid alternative positions, and obviously that works quite nice for him. Gives him more utility in squads. But I do think he's the main player that people will go out their way and buy for the likes of Kim Min J, because again, he will be one of the best players. He also does have the exact same thing, as in, he doesn't have a great nation, and because he doesn't have a great nation, he'll also rely on club links. But there you go, you got the likes of Lozano and Raspadori. Now going to get to the next investment, that is going to be the likes of Akanji. Now I'll be honest with you, Akanji isn't one I'd imagine you'd be holding on for long, but because he's a Premier League in form, he should rise quite nicely. So we're going to plan on buying this guy on the Saturday, and actually selling him on the Wednesday, because at the same time, we want to sell him for this guy. This guy would go and drop the likes of Akanji, which means we need to go and buy Akanji, but then go and sell Akanji by the time that guy comes out, and it should be out on a Thursday. I don't know if I'll be able to find an example of a player out of these, but basically the more demanded players should rise fast enough to the point where you can buy them on the Saturday and then sell them on the Wednesday. See if Zakaria will go meet. So you buy him on the Sunday for 46, and by the Wednesday he's 55. So you can see that right there, like he's had a 9k rise, and I don't even have to worry about the Kim Min. See if Barella has the same sort of thing as one of the more demanded cards. Yeah, there you go. You buy him the Sunday for 75. Before the SBC's already come out, he's already rebounded to 100. Obviously, I don't think you see that on Akanji. I can imagine Akanji will probably drop the likes to 50 and then maybe rise to 60 going into the Wednesday. But yeah, so you want to buy Akanji, but you don't want to gamble over this Kim Min guy, because again, if he's 30-40k, he's going to be dropping every centre-back about 30-40k to about 70-80k. So good investment, but I guess a little bit more risky with the likes of, with the likes of Kim Min J. We do have the likes of Szczesny. I don't back Szczesny overly too much, just because you do have the likes of Mianganong in the likes, in the Serie A net. So I don't think he's too amazing. Obviously, he's got high rated in form. There, if I'm not wrong, there is no other excessively high rated in form released so far. Seen the week one? Any excessively high rated in form who's cheap? Got a Mobley, I guess, but I mean, in all fairness, he's half the price. So I do think that is something going for. Szczesny is the high rated in form fodder. Obviously, with the likes of Valverde, with the likes of, who else do we have coming? Rashford and that lot. He will at least get hyped up if it isn't the case of him being used. So he's got decent fodder utility. But I mean, Juventus this year just aren't a very demanded, just not a very demanded club. They don't have amazing players, and yeah, so he's not even probably the best Serie A goalkeeper in terms of demand. We then get to Marquinhos. I'll be honest, I don't personally back Marquinhos, and the reasons I don't back Marquinhos is no one seems to be using him in FIFA. You know, the common centre backs this year are Rudiger, Militao, Tomori, and Koulibaly. Marquinhos seems to be running off the hype of last year. Something that's actually always really interesting to look at is someone like Joe Gomez from last year. Now, Joe Gomez obviously was really hyped up 2 years ago. But that meant that last year what happened was, as soon as the game came out and people were like, oh yeah, Joe Gomez is a fraud and he's not anywhere near as good as he was last year, this card crashed. And I kind of think this is going to be what's happened with the likes of Marquinhos. Is people have logged on to this year's FIFA and they're like, yeah, Marquinhos isn't quite as good as last year. And as a result, I think his gold card's going to crash and I think his inform's going to crash. So I don't really back that card because, yeah, it's Marquinhos, but it's not the Marquinhos we know. You know, it's not the Marquinhos of last year where he's under so much demand. So yes, Marquinhos is in the team of the weekend. Yes, I do acknowledge him, but I don't think he is too good. We then get to the likes of Eriksen. Marquinhos is not a buy. Likewise with Eriksen. Eriksen, if he goes and hits discard, I think you maybe go and buy him. Because if we don't get the likes of Rashford this week, probably go and get him on the likes of Friday, and I'd find it very, very easy for Eriksen to go from, 10, 12k up to maybe about 14, 15k in the pre-hype of Rashford. Where Rashford is actually out, I don't actually think Rashford will be demanded, because I imagine it'll be about 250 to 300 and he'd go down. So this card, you can look at buying for the likes of 11k, but you are trying to sell in the pre-hype of Rashford. Modric, you're not going to go anywhere near Modric, and the reason you're going to go anywhere near Modric is because Valverde is getting a centre mid POTM, and even if Modric is 70 and Valverde is about 200-300, is enough for him not to do well. So I wouldn't go anywhere near the likes of Modric. We then get this guy. I don't think he's got anything interesting. I think he's very unlinkable. I mean, good for him. Uzbekistanian. Very, good for him. That's pretty cool. But he's very unlinkable. I don't think the likes of Roma is the most demanded. It's cool he's got one, but nothing on him. Giroud, there's nothing on. And then finally, we will go and end off with King Kai Havertz. Now, Kai Havertz is, again, a little bit like... let's try and spell his name down. Kai Havertz is a little bit like the Akanji in terms of he'll rise, but as soon as Rashford comes out, I almost feel like one way or the other, he'll drop. Because again, he's a striker, Rashford is a striker. Obviously, he's got the old positions down to a cam, which is quite nice. But yeah, I do think he can drop when the likes of Rashford comes out, especially if Rashford ends up coming sub to 100k, which he very well could do. So once again, another player to be buying Saturday evening after promo packs and probably selling on the likes of Wednesday for maybe a 10, 15k profit in the hype. But that is all she wrote. Hopefully this has helped you guys, walked you guys through, I guess, my mindset. Loads of different investments, cards I'd avoid, why I'd avoid them, cards I'd buy, why I'd buy them. But thanks for watching. See you guys in another video tomorrow.